Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Kalani Das, music educator and board certified music therapist, and in this talk I'm going to be looking at ways that we can encourage the development of healthy identities, positive self-regard, confidence in our students and participants and clients within the context of music making and under the big umbrella of social and emotional learning. You've probably heard a lot about SEL. Lots of papers have been written about it. Everybody seems to want to have social emotional learning. And I agree, it's good. If you look at a lot of the papers and the research, you'll see that everybody agrees that we should have it. What I've noticed is it seems to be kind of a lack of the how we do it. In other words, what does it look like? What do we actually do to do that? So that's what I want to talk about because I'm a on-the-ground person, in the trenches person. I'm not writing papers. I'm doing stuff and seeing clients and doing sessions and teaching and making music, seeing my music therapy clients. So I'm on the ground with people all the time. I'm either training people to do this or I'm doing it myself. So let's talk about how to do these things. And I am going to speak from my experience as a music educator, music facilitator, community drumming facilitator, teacher, ukulele, drumming, native flute, also as a board certified music therapist, which is kind of one of the big areas I'm going to pull from. Titles aside, titles aren't that important. What is important is discovering the potentials in music-based experiences to leverage and make that progress and get these goals and objectives checked off the list. All right, so the goal is help our participants, let's call them students for the sake of this conversation, help our students feel better about themselves and develop a healthful sense of self, right? I think we all agree that's super important. If you're a parent, of course, that's like your number one goal, one of them. You want your students to feel good, confident, happy, healthy, not stressed out. And also I want to acknowledge that I think the flip side of this, we can bring in the discussion about bullying. It relates to this. I'm not going to talk about bullying. I think we're done with anti-bullying for now in this conversation. But just think about that as I'm talking about some of the positive things you can do, the pro-social things that you could do, and how they could work to decrease bullying behaviors or mitigate the effects of bullying. Unfortunately, we'll probably always have a little bit of that in society at every level, including the classroom. So we're not going to directly hit that, but I think by dealing with how can we create healthy relationships or a healthy sense of self, we will address that automatically, right? Okay, so we're making music, we have opportunities. I like to think of everything I do as a teacher as presenting an opportunity for someone to take. And the first thing is, I feel like if somebody takes that opportunity, that is going to help build their positive self-regard because A, they're taking a risk. They're taking a step towards something. And for me, that is a trait of somebody who feels confident and feels, like they believe in themselves. Yes, I'm going to try that because I believe in myself. So that's a win already. Just giving somebody an opportunity, a chance, a turn, an opening, right? And they take it. So we can do a lot of that in music. How? We can offer them instruments to play. We can offer them different roles to play. Would you like to play the bass drum? You want to play the xylophone? Do you want to play the solo? You want to sing this part? All sorts of things. And then doing it. Play the bass, play the steady beat. Thank you very much. Look at everybody, you're supporting the whole group. You are a star right now. You're a rock star because you're keeping the beat for everybody. Or you're keeping the beat with these other three people over here. You guys are a team. Now you're on a team. Awesome. Take a solo. Put yourself way out there. Be vulnerable. I'm sure we've all heard the Brene Brown, talk on vulnerability. Awesome. If you haven't, go look it up. So taking chances, being vulnerable, and then on top of that, you're creating music, which is awesome. It's fun, think back when you, if you are a musician watching, when you learned something and then you could play it, you kind of mastered it, and it could be something very simple, playing your first scale, playing your first beat. How did it feel? I remember being able to play along with some music that I love, like the Boston album. I was playing drum set, and when I could sort of match the drummer, I memorized the whole song, and when I could play the whole thing, matching the album, it felt awesome. I was really connected with the music, and it just elevated my self-esteem. So we are talking a little bit about self-esteem here, not exclusively. Positive self-regard or healthful identities are, it's a constellation of things, but self-esteem is part of it. So you can support that. And as teachers, giving opportunities, how do we support the student along that path? One of the big ways is through positive reinforcement. What is that? When the student does something that they take a chance, they take an opportunity, they execute, maybe it's executing a task or showing a skill, we acknowledge it and we say, thank you. Hey, awesome job. Not necessarily in a judgmental way, like, wow, that was the best I've ever heard, or that was pretty good. Not like that, but just, hey, good for you. How's that feel? I appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Just something like that. It doesn't have to be rating all the time, like that was great, or that, it doesn't have to be a scale of quality. That's not the point. It's just acknowledging that somebody took a chance, that they did the thing, that they put themselves out there. And you know what? These are the things, and you're probably getting here that I'm not talking about musical performance goals here. I'm talking about human things like taking an opportunity, taking a risk, achieving something, like practicing, just spending the time practicing, focusing, paying attention, being generous to somebody else, like letting somebody else have a chance at an instrument, right? Hey, thanks for letting them have a turn. And when you do that, you encourage pro-social behaviors. And when we encourage pro-social behaviors, people get rewarded along the process. While they're developing a sense of self, they get rewarded for that sense of self and sharing, and they get rewarded for those behaviors. So, these are carrots, 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 not stick, 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 right? So this isn't a punishment model. This is a reward model. All right? And that's music. And that's the music classroom. So we can help our students in that way. We can also help by providing a space for people to express themselves, by providing opportunities for students, for example, to create stories, poetry, drawings, artwork that might reflect something they're feeling or a problem they might be having, and thereby help them express it and bring it to the surface so it can be addressed, right? As a music therapist, that's something that we focus on, that I do, and other music therapists are very good at, having people have a music experience that has lots of other functions and way beyond the music experience. And if you'd like to learn more about that, you can connect with me at kalanimusic.com. If you'd like to find out more about music therapy, you can visit the American Music Therapy Association at musictherapy.org. If you'd like to find out more about my work in mindfulness and music mindfulness, you can go to kalanidas.com. And if you'd like to connect with me more and support the World Drum Club channel, you can go to patreon.com/Kalani. And I'll be doing more in the area of social and emotional learning, because guess what? I already do it, because most musicians do. Those of us who work with groups and children and adults and everybody. So if you do that, leave your helpful comments below, or you can leave a question below, and I'll do my best to respond to it. I do respond more quickly to emails and messages through Patreon. But please, by all means, if you've got something you want to add, a strategy or an idea or a resource, put it down in the comments. And thanks for spending some time here. I'm Kalani Das, music educator, board certified music therapist. Thanks for watching.